Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever it is, whatever time of day you end up watching this video. It's my weekly vlog. One of my favorite things to do on like sunny days like today are visiting like old historic downtowns in the world across wherever I'm at. Back where I grew up in Washington, there's a little place called Sumner, Washington, not too far from where I live. And I think they have one of my most favorites historic downtowns, and it's just awesome. And right here in Provo, Utah, they have a downtown somewhat similar to that, and I wanted to go check it out today and show it to you guys. And here we are in historic downtown Provo, Utah. Let's go check it out, guys. This is gonna be awesome. I love this place, actually. See, they have the church building, a church building right there. You would think that here in Utah, sorry about that, my voice is cracked. You would think that here in Utah it'd be all full of LDS Mormon churches, which it's not. Right there, I think that one is actually a Protestant or a Methodist or a Baptist church right there. I actually think it's Baptist, but I'm not sure 100%. But it's just right around the corner. Here's the intersection I was at 500 West and Center Street. Zoom back in. And I was just right here a second ago. The sign is just right here. Let's go up there. You can tell it's spring, got some trees budding in. Old building right here used as a rent center. Let's go check out some more. Right here in this Foxglove store, you can just tell in between that and the rent-a-center we just buy, there used to be something right here in between them. Not sure what though. It looks like there used to be a door just right here. Obviously you can tell there's some bricks there. And judging by the patterns on the side of the building, it looks like there used to be like an upstairs right here, crossing over right by where this door was, going upstairs to somewhere. Because it looks like there is a door just right there. Or at least there used to be a door there. A really small one. Or maybe even a chimney, I don't know. Either way, looks like there used to be like a floor right there. Another door just right here. Something else over here. I don't know what though. This stuff like this actually just kind of fascinates me about historic downtown districts. You can tell that something used to be somewhere. And just like, or right there next to the van, there used to be like another door, looks like. You just definitely tell that these are like remnants of the past. I love it when people go out and go document stuff like this. And I'm doing one for Provo because I don't think I've ever seen one or anybody document like this historic district, historic Provo downtown. I don't think anybody's ever documented it yet, and I intend to be the first one because I haven't been able to find a video for it. Yeah, man, I just actually love this structure. Actually, I love it. So classic looking. Just keeps going on down. I love seeing stuff like this too. Old school looking Encyclopedia Britannicas. Definitely an old school camera. Looks like it's from early to mid 20th century. And then a typewriter just right there. This is a pretty cool exterior right here. Just looking at that, you see where the old school camera and the Encyclopedia Britannica collection's right there on the desk. This is just the exterior of the bookstore it's at, Pioneer Book. I'll tell you what, this is cool. I like this right here. I already have enough books, said no one ever. And right next door to that bookstore right here, City Limits Bar, one of the very few bars here in Provo, Utah. And tell you what, it's actually a filming location too. This is where they filmed the bar scene for the movie Footloose from 1984 with Kevin Bacon. Yep, that's a filming location for Footloose. And it wasn't until I moved to Utah where I had never seen a pawn shop until I moved to Utah that would sell and pawn guns. Until I moved to Utah, like I said, I love shooting guns. I don't own a firearm myself, but they're fun to shoot. And just right there, Mr. Rooster has a logo, or as a mascot, I guess you could say. And to me, some of the best food you can ever find are at places like this. Little hole-in-the-wall places, diners, drive-ins, and dives, like this TV show says. I've never been to this restaurant. I didn't even know this place existed right now until just now. Definitely probably have to try it out. Pretty cool looking multicolored fence back there. Nice little outdoor seating. He'll probably open it up soon once the weather warms up. But it's about 45, 50 degrees outside. So it's probably still a little too cold. Look at this. Just right next door. Still got some Christmas decorations up at the very end of March. And to me, I always found it actually kind of funny whenever businesses had bars right like this. To tell you the truth, crime rates here in Utah, they're very low. To tell you the truth, the only crime rate they have in Utah that's actually very significant, or I hate to say it, now I'm not going to say that, you guys do your own research on that. And of course, what would an old historic downtown be without a cool looking Coca-Cola sign on the side of the building? Sorry for the shakiness. Pretty cool looking sign over there. Well, I guess we're gonna have to stop right here. Just kidding, let's keep going. I wonder what this used to be a sign of. So you sit here and every once in a while people will post like a little sign just right here. And something used to be right here. Don't know what yet. Looks like it's just used as a garbage place. For your garbage or cigarette butts. Wish people would just throw away after themselves. Looks like right by here, this Peruvian restaurant, there used to be something here too. It's kind of hard to tell. And I'm just assuming, and I think this is actually, this building right here next to it, is a newer building because you can't really see anything from the faster end that used to be connected to it. I'm just wondering, would anybody who's watching this video, would you guys ever drive a car with purple flames? Ever? Tell me in the comments. Now, I don't play any musical instruments. I'm not musically inclined. I've always wanted to learn how to play the guitar or play the saxophone. But this place is actually kind of cool looking. See some acoustic guitars in there and over here. It looks like a little display on how to make acoustic guitars, and I guess they make it here. Purveyors of fine acoustic instruments. That's pretty cool. A lot of these older buildings here in Provo, you see that they've been repurposed into something else and slightly renovated. It looks like, especially like right here, this new display up front. You see some of the petals falling down from the tree because it's springtime. Hopefully my camera's picking it up. Unfortunately, it looks like this, what is this? An academy, a college of beauty. Looks like the place closed down. Either that or they're trying to renovate the entire building, I guess. I don't know. Let's take a look. Tell you the truth, it really doesn't look like it. It looks like a lot of stuff is just sitting there. Startled me with that now. Looks like remnants of a curtain used to be here. I don't know if they ever plan on replacing that. I didn't notice that. Last time I did when I posted a roadside attractions video, my only one I've done so far, I came here because right here, I don't know if you can see it in the window, they have 2 stuffed polar bears in there. And I tell you what, they were freaking humongous. They were huge. Kind of scared me. I don't really ever want to meet one in real life. And looks like they have a newer building right here. Looks like it's a new apartment building, looks like. And I'm not sure what they're going to do here. Looks like it's an apartment building. It looks like they're still doing some finishing touches in here. Looks like it. So I don't know. Looks like it's either been gutted out and renovated, or it's just the whole entire new building in general. I don't know for sure about this one, but they do have these really cool light fixtures right here. That's awesome. So as you can see on the side of this building right here, Liberty Center Apartments. Yep, these are going to be apartments, and I don't know if they're renting out yet or not. As a matter of fact, I do remember them just recently doing some construction here. I just didn't realize that they are this close to be done. It's actually been a minute or two since I've actually paid attention to this. Pretty nice looking building. It looks like it might somewhat fit in with the rest of downtown around here. Take just a quick look up and down the street. So yeah, got a lot of BYU fans here in Provo because the college is actually just right up the road from here. Up until recently, I thought their motto was "Rise and Shout." I've actually never seen a banner say "Rise and Roar" because of the BYU Cougars, so I guess it makes sense, but I wasn't aware of that they changed it. So I did not know about this at all. Brigham Young, this is the original site of the Brigham Young Academy, which, according to this, it burned down in 18, what is it, 18, dang, I just saw, where did, let's see, 18, it was built in 1876, destroyed by fire in 1884, so about 7 years after Brigham Young had died. And it was also the very first brick building here in Provo, is what it was saying. Let's see. Yeah, Provo's first brick structure, destroyed by fire, 1884. And now, as you see, it is what it is today. Looks like it's an attorney's building. And Brigham Young University is actually just up the road and to the left a little bit down here. And look at this, right next door to the, in this building, just right next door, has this really freaking awesome, looks like it's like 50s or 60s style lights. The fluorescent lighting and the signs and everything. Oh, that's cool. I love that. And right in front of this pharmacy, this drugstore. It kind of reminds me of like scenes you would see in like the movie The Sandlot. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Like right around that time era. I think it's like mid to late 50s, early 60s. That's awesome. I've run into so many different restaurants since walking here. Salvadorian, Peruvian. Now it's a Chinese cuisine area here. It's from all over the world, looks like. Rut and Vision, rare books and fine art. This is cool. It looks like it's has a LDS themed. Got a replica copy of a cornerstone of the Nauvoo Temple, Nauvoo, Illinois LDS Temple. And just look at this. You see a bust of Joseph Smith, founder of the LDS Church. And it looks like some of the LDS paintings you would see. They've changed it up a little bit. This is, if you research the background of Joseph Smith, he read James 1:5, and that was his inspiration for founding the LDS Church, and also praying about which church he should go to. I guess it's supposed to be like a, well, he's supposed to be, in this original picture, it depicts him translating the Book of Mormon, but someone switched out for a game of Battleship. And the painting right here is supposed to be a painting of Ammon. It looks like someone gave him like a Lord of the Rings sword, fighting some of the orcs from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, or even The Hobbit. Interesting stuff. Oh, and the family, Nephi, Laman and his family, or Nephi, Lehi and his family with some Pokemon, looks like. Huh, interesting. Classic building right here. James Bernina, established 1960. Holy cow, it looks like this place has just been here ever since. I don't know if people live it there or not. I have no idea. But it looks like it's just like a sewing company, or it looks like it used to be a pharmacy or something. But now it's a sewing company, it looks like. Interesting. Oh, and it looks like they're moving. Just I see a sign right there. So I'm not really going to go onto that side of the building a whole lot, or that side of the street a lot, because there's not a lot to see over there. So I'll just film it from over here. A lot of it's very modern. As you can see just over there, some modern buildings over there. And you basically see on that side of Center Street, not a whole lot. Tailor-made, I don't know if anybody has that outside of Utah, but it's a whole bunch of theatrical supplies and beauty supplies, props and stuff, and makeup and hair stuff. Looks like there's on the side of that building there's a home furnishing sign from a long time ago. That's pretty cool actually. That's awesome. Look at this artwork right here. That's pretty amazing stuff to see on the side of the building like that. Looks like it was donated and or painted by Robert Benedict in 2003. That's pretty cool. That's pretty skilled. Wonder how long it took him to do all this stuff on the side of a classic building, you know, or an old school looking building. Some dolphins, some fish, some corals. You see the architecture around there too. How old school looking it is, classic. Meeting up with modern art. Looks like an old classic pub and grub. Just right here. It looks like it's owned by some pirates up there. Kinda creepy. I wonder if Utah has like their own version of Pirates of the Caribbean from Disneyland. You know there's a great deal of historic value whenever you see plaques like this on the National Register. Go ahead and I'm not going to read it out loud, but I'm just going to focus on that. If you'd like to read what it says, just go ahead and pause the video. Hopefully I left it on long enough to where you can read it. But this is cool. Starting from the 120 right there, all the way to the corner basically. You just read all about it. Historic Southworth Hall. You can probably look up that for more information. But here it is in all its glory. Restored 1990. That placard was placed there in 1998. And I really smell something. I smell something that smells really good right now. I have no idea what it is. Nice little statue you see just right next to this historic Southworth Hall. If you look down at the placard down here, it says it looks like it was made by Carol Jackman. Kafada 2 is the name of it. And circle me about in the robes of thy righteousness. Pretty interesting artwork. Just right there you can see a chopper hanging out the side of the building. That's Marley's Harley Davidson barbecue. Never been there, but I heard it was really good. They have some really good sliders there. It's probably this whole little stretch of buildings that I smell. It smells so good right now. There are a ton of Sub-Zero ice cream shops here in Utah. Delicious and science. What they mean by that is they actually freeze it here. It's kind of hard to explain. My aunt and uncle actually run one of these shops, a Sub-Zero shop back home in my hometown of Federal, Washington. Go there all the time. Really good stuff. Try it out sometime if you're ever here in Utah or if you're ever in Washington and Federal Way. This is actually one of my most favorite places to go eat. Bruges, waffles, and Fritz. And you see there's a Belgian flag right here. Don't get it confused with the German flag because Belgian is vertical like that and German is horizontal. They got some really good like hot dog foods here, French fries and stuff like that. Fun fact, did you know that French fries were not invented in French or in France? Makes me wonder why they call them French fries when they weren't invented there. They're actually invented in Belgium right here. Now, I don't know if a lot of people knew that. I know for sure that I didn't know that at first. But you learn something new, I guess. And French fries are actually Belgian, not French. I just love all this architecture. It's really, really cool. I love like porches like that. And I just love the way it looks and everything. Oh man, sun's coming out. This is a man's barber. Only men can go there. Whoa. I actually wanted to come and spend some time over here at the second Provo LDS temple. Sorry for the wind in the background if it's distracting at all, or if you can't hear me. In the LDS church, we are taught that families are forever, and that's kind of depicted in this statue. And in order for us to have that happen to our families, we come here to a temple I think there's about 160 of these in operation throughout the entire world. We get here to be sealed as a family. Interesting fact about this temple, it only opened up just last year. It's been open for shortly over a year, I think. Or almost, it's actually been open for about a year. I think March it opens up. I think it's this March when it opened for about a year. And this is actually the second temple in Provo, Utah. The original one is closer. You can see the Y out there. That's Y Mountain. That's Fort BYU. That's about where the BYU campus is. And it's right over there, about where that canyon is, where the original one is. That's where the Missionary Training Center is as well, where you see all those young men and women with the black name tags. That's where they go for the first maybe a couple weeks to a couple months of their mission, depending on where they're going and what language they are learning. But anyways, interesting fact, this is the second temple in the city of Provo. That has only happened once ever anywhere else. That's up in Jordan, Utah. There's the Yoker Mountain Temple and the Jordan River Temple. They are both within the city limits, or they are both within the city limits of the same city up there. Oker Mountain Temple actually opened up in 2009. Jordan River Temple opened up, I think, in the 60s or 70s. So right here, that was the first instance where there's the same two temples within the same city limits. And right here in Provo, this is the second one. There's going to be a third time down. There's going to be a third city down in Lima, Peru, or in Ecuador. One of those two cities. I'm not sure. I actually think it might be in Peru or Ecuador. Ecuador or Peru. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have to look that up again. You know, right in that same region in South America, where they're going to have the same temple in the same, or two temples in the same city limits of each other. I find that interesting. So I actually want to walk around this the grounds and kind of give a little bit of history of the building, because this building has been here for over 100 years. But let's go around and learn some of the history of. Right here in the temple grounds, they have this stone slab donated to them, to the city of Provo in Utah County, and on it depicts the 10 Commandments. You see it right in there. I'm not sure how long it's actually been at this location, or if it was elsewhere in Provo. One little side note I wanted to make it before I filmed the rest of the temple is the fact that this wasn't always a temple here. It used to be a tabernacle, a stake tabernacle where the people here in the Provo area used to meet up for church. And it looks like it was commissioned by Brigham Young and designed by Truman O. Angel. Been able to find his grave up in Salt Lake City, if you look in prior videos of mine. And it was in the early morning of December 17, 2010, fire consumed all but the outer shell of the building. President Thomas S. Monson, president of the LDS Church, said it would be restored and used as a temple. And that's what we have today, just right here. And I think it was dedicated in March of last year, actually. So about a year. And they're saying they were doing an archaeological dig in 2012. That the font reveals this site as a place where Latter-day Saints historically made sacred covenants with the Lord. That's really interesting stuff right there. And right here's a picture of it, the meeting house to the left, and this Utah State Tabernacle, and the tabernacle as it appeared in 1885. And the baptistry is located in the front of the meeting house. That's cool. I love stuff like that. Now, one little rule: I will not be filming inside the temple at all. The church is very strict about that, which I can understand. I'm not going to really talk much about what's being done in there. I don't want, other than what I've already said, I don't want to get in trouble for it. Usually the only time you can ever go into the temple, actually the only time you can ever go to the temple after it has been dedicated is if you actually have a temple recommend from the bishop and from the stake president. And no filming or photography is allowed in there unless authorized by the church. And that's been a rule since I think about the 1870s, 80s. You know, right about the time photography was in its infancy. Usually, people both in the church and outside of the church are allowed to go into the temple before it's dedicated, just so you can see the beauty. Again, you're not allowed to take photography. You're not allowed to take photos or videos of the place unless specifically authorized. And I do not plan on going inside the temple to do that. First off, I'm not really dressed for it. Second reason is because the stuff that's on there I hold really sacred, hold really true to myself. So I do not want to like mess that up for the church or anybody else for that matter. Really early spring. Some of the flowers are blooming, some haven't yet. And you see some areas that still don't have plants yet, which will come eventually. At a lot of LDS temples, you'll see lilies planted there at some point. I'm not exactly sure if that symbolizes anything or not, but it's just something that's like a trend that I've noticed at every temple I've ever gone to. The sign is the outer shell that was saved. The interior was burnt down. I think it was an accidental fire or it was arson. I'm not exactly sure. But I remember when they were doing construction for the temple, all this grass, everything was out. It was dug. I think it was dug way, way, way deep. The actual walls were up on stilts. I don't know if you've ever seen that. You can look it up. But it was just on stilts, the whole entire building. It was just, I actually wish I was vlogging at the time just to help document the temple and its construction. Utah is known as the Beehive State. I'm not exactly 100% sure why, but you can see it is pretty much symbolized here, everywhere here on the temple grounds at the staircases. Over there, just right here, and I think it's everywhere else at the staircases around the temple as well. Every time I see tulips, I always think of my grandparents, because my grandparents came to the United States of America in the 50s, shortly after World War II. And they actually came from the Netherlands. And I know that tulips do not originally come from the Netherlands. I think they come from the Middle East originally. But tulips are very, very, very popular in the Netherlands. And my grandparents, before they passed away, would always have tulips from their garden. So every time I see them, I always think of them and how much I miss them. Yeah, my grandmother passed away in April 2005 from cancer, and my grandfather passed away in December 2012. I think it's from complications of diabetes. It's kind of sad because I know towards the end of his life he didn't really care about living anymore. He wanted to go back home in heaven to be with my grandmother, because we, like I was saying earlier, we in the LDS Church believe that families are forever once they're sealed in the temple, you know, and you know that's one of the beliefs about the church that I'm really comforted by. And to tell you the truth, I'm sorry if this vlog sounds a little bit religious, but this is just it's part of who I am. I'm not really trying to convert you guys or anybody who watches the videos. That's really up to you. If you have more interest, you can just do more research about it, learn some more of the teachings about the LDS Church. But that's really up to you. Anyways, I want to go ahead and go around and film some more of the grounds real quick. I love fountains. They always seem so peaceful and calm. Here's the placard at the front of the temple, stating the name of the church and which temple it is. Provo City Center Temple, because we are in downtown Provo. And here's the front of the temple. Okay, I don't want to step in the grass. It's right here in front of me, or the dirt, the flower bed. But I wanted to show you this real quick, right through the gates. Right there it says temple dedicated 2016, tabernacle completed 1898. So this building is already over 100 years old by the time it became a temple. 108 years old, or 118 years old, sorry. And you'll see at the front of the temple it says right here, holiness to the Lord, the house of the Lord. And you'll see that in the front of every single temple there is across the entire world, in whatever specific language that country speaks. And the temple is actually just across the street from this historic Utah County courthouse. And as you can see, it's being renovated, cleaned up a little bit. Okay, so I don't have a whole lot of time for the rest of the day to film the downtown district, but here is basically the rest of it, just right around here. I do plan on Sunday doing some more filming, so this video is technically part one of my downtown Provo district videos. But I just wanted to show you real quick some more of it to come. There's not really a whole lot of it left, but I just don't have time to go down. I have the battery in my camera is almost dead, so I got to go home and charge it up and everything. So yeah. Anyways, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I look for it. I love doing these videos, providing this content for a lot of people who are from Utah who don't live here anymore, as well as people who aren't from Utah that are curious about what's here in Utah. So I'm sorry if the vlogs sound a little bit religious. That's not usually the main thing for my vlogs, but you know that's something about Utah we gotta accept. Utah has a huge history with the LDS Church, and I guess I gotta do this every once in a while. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please share and like it, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching again. Subscribe if you haven't below yet, and leave a comment down below as well. I think their sign might be backwards. It says ice cream is that way, but it's not. It's to the opposite. Come on, Sub-Zero. You guys can do it. I know you guys are better than that.